Let's be honest for a second. Crying yourself to sleep isn't just a sad image. It's a reality, one that more people live through every night than they're willing to admit. And if you're watching this right now, chances are you've either been there, or maybe you're still there. That space between pretending you're okay all day and finally collapsing into bed where the truth can finally breathe. Yeah, this video is for you. This isn't about weakness. It's not about being too emotional or too sensitive. It's about being human in a world that doesn't always make space for emotions, especially the heavy ones. In this video, we're going to walk through 8 traits of people who cry themselves to sleep every day. And no, this isn't some signs you're broken checklist. It's a reflection, an honest look at emotional habits, inner struggles, and the invisible weight people carry behind closed doors. Let's get into it. Trait 1. They carry the weight of everyone else's world. People who cry at night are often the same ones everyone leans on during the day. They're the fixers, the listeners, the I'm fine people. They hold space for others while quietly falling apart themselves. The truth is, they're emotionally intelligent, hyper-aware of other people's pain, and sometimes they absorb it like a sponge without even realizing it. It's exhausting being strong for everyone else while no one notices when you're sinking. They often feel guilty setting boundaries, like saying no somehow makes them selfish. So they give and give until there's nothing left but tears on a pillow. You ever notice how the strongest people rarely ask for help? Yeah, that. Trait 2. Their minds don't shut off, especially at night. There's something about the silence after midnight that makes everything louder. For these people, nighttime is when the distractions disappear and the thoughts they've been out running all day finally catch up. Regret, anxiety, memories, unresolved conversations, they all rush in. The world goes quiet, and their mind turns into a thunderstorm. They'll replay that one thing they said wrong 5 years ago, or spiral into thoughts about the future they feel unprepared for. It's not drama. It's the weight of introspection that never got a proper outlet. And the only way out sometimes is to let the tears fall. Trait 3. They've mastered the art of pretending. You'd never guess it by looking at them. They might crack jokes, post happy pictures, give great advice. But they're actors in a role they never auditioned for. They perform normal for the sake of others because breaking down would make things uncomfortable. They'll say, I'm just tired, when they're actually emotionally drained. I'm fine, when they feel like they're drowning. They cry in secret not because they're weak, but because they've convinced themselves that showing pain makes them a burden. Sometimes pretending to be okay is the only way to survive the day. Trait 4. Their self-worth is shaped by past wounds. For many of these people, crying at night isn't about what happened that day. It's about what's been building for years. Maybe they grew up with emotionally unavailable parents. Maybe they were told they were too much or not enough at some critical point in life. And now their inner critic talks louder than any compliment ever could. They feel unworthy of love, scared of success, or like they're always falling behind. It's not about attention. It's about longing for safety, acceptance, peace. They aren't crying over one thing. They're crying over everything they've bottled up and told themselves wasn't worth feeling. Trait 5. They constantly second-guess themselves. Did I say too much? Should I have done more? Maybe it's my fault. This internal dialogue is on repeat. They question their decisions, their worth, their role in everything. They replay scenarios endlessly, even ones that are long gone. They don't just think. They overthink to the point of emotional exhaustion. The tears that come at night aren't always from sadness. Sometimes they're from sheer mental fatigue, from never feeling certain, from carrying the weight of what if in a world that offers no answers. Trait 6. They long for connection, but push it away. Here's the contradiction. They crave love, closeness, understanding, but they're terrified of vulnerability. Maybe someone once used their truth against them. Maybe every time they opened up, it ended in disappointment. So they isolate, even when what they really need is a hug and someone to say, I see you. They'll scroll through their contacts with tears in their eyes, but never hit send. Because even in their darkest hour, they don't want to inconvenience anyone. They'd rather suffer quietly than be too much for someone else's peace. Trait 7. They're incredibly resilient, even if they don't know it. This one might surprise you. People who cry themselves to sleep still get up the next day. They still go to work, take care of their kids, show up for friends, smile when they have to. That takes more strength than most people realize. Crying doesn't make them fragile. It makes them honest. Vulnerable, yes. But in that vulnerability lives a deep, stubborn kind of power. They might feel broken, but every morning they rise is a quiet act of defiance. Trait 8. They haven't given up. They're still hoping. Here's the thing about crying at night. It means you still feel. And to still feel means you haven't gone numb. You haven't checked out completely. Somewhere in all that pain is a flicker of hope, a belief that something might change, that something better could still exist. Hope is heavy, but it's also the thing keeping you alive. So if you're crying yourself to sleep, don't ever think it's the end of your story. You're not alone, and you're not broken. You're just tired, and you're carrying more than most, but you're still here, and that matters. If this video hit home for you, if even one of these traits felt like looking in a mirror, let me tell you something. You deserve peace. You deserve rest. You deserve to cry when you need to, but you also deserve days when you don't have to anymore. So please, don't carry it all alone. If you're still watching, thank you for being brave enough to face this. I hope this video gave you clarity, or at least a little comfort. And hey, if you haven't already, hit that like button. It lets me know this kind of content matters to you. And if you want more videos like this, please subscribe and join this growing community. In my last video, we talked about 10 signs you might need therapy. And if you haven't watched that yet, I genuinely recommend checking it out next. It ties right into this and could give you even more tools to help make sense of what you're going through. Lastly, I want to hear from you. If you feel safe enough to share, what helps you get through those tough nights? Or which of these traits resonated the most with you? Let's start a real conversation in the comments. You never know who might feel seen just by reading your words. You're not alone. Not here. Not anymore. Until next time, take care of yourself. You matter more than you know.